Ushuaia proudly claims to be the southernmost city in the world. Actually, it is the southernmost city on the South American continent, but Chile has a further southern town, Port Williams. As a stopping-off point before heading to Antarctica, one joins several other big ships docked on the pier. It's a quarter-mile walk down this pier to get to the town, past souvenir stores selling penguins by the thousands, plush and stone-carved, and any type of penguins souvenir you can imagine. As Ushuaia is dark and cold and wet all through the winter, Argentina had a hard time populating the city. However, over the past 6 years, the population has doubled from 45,000 to 90,000, straining the resources of this mountain and sea-bounded area. The main tourist shopping area is on the 2nd Street, up steep steps from the coast road, with fun stores and restaurants. On the main street are a couple of museums. This one, the Museum at the End of the World, has canoes, cannons, and other artifacts in their courtyard. Inside, panoramas and box windows discuss the history of the area, from prehistoric through missionary, penal colony, and up to modern times. This display shows how archaeological digs date the artifacts by how deep they were buried. Half of the museum is natural history, with a huge display of the local birds. Look how big this condor is. Outside the museum is a run of beautiful murals commemorating the indigenous culture. The same $3 ticket to the End of the World Museum gains you entrance to the Old House, an early 19th century structure that held, at various times, the bank and the legislature. Its 8 rooms show furnishings from 100 years ago. When you're through touring the town, from the dock, you can book a tour on a catamaran to voyage to the famous Lighthouse at the End of the World. This bleak, inhospitable world is the home to some of the world's 2 million cormorants, their guano providing a rather pungent aroma. We also found a colony of sea lions relaxing on the rocks. We disembarked from the boat ride on Argentina's Malvinas Islands, an entrance to Argentina's famous Tierra del Fuego National Park in Patagonia. There, we boarded a bus for a 40-minute tour of the park.
There's many reasons why the national park was created, but the official reason is the forest, the sub-antarctic forest. The southernmost forest in the world, truly.
Our first stop was at this post office at the end of the world. The story is that the government wouldn't let them sell postcards in the national park, so they rebuilt their building over the lake, which isn't part of the park. It was closed during our visit. While here, we took a short hike into the forest. After the park tour, we were let out at the train depot. In 1896, the Argentine government built a penal colony in Ushuaia. The prisoners built a train to transport themselves into the forest to harvest trees for firewood and building materials. In 1949, the track was destroyed by an earthquake and not rebuilt until 1996, when it was opened as a tourist attraction. Sadly, because the trees are so slow-growing, visitors can still see the stumps in the deforested areas 100 years later. The train made one stop halfway on its 50-minute journey. A 50-foot stairway brings you to a decision to view from the lower or upper falls, though there's time to see both perspectives. By the time we got to the end of the track, the souvenir shops were closed, though through the windows we saw some intriguing tchotchkes. So if you ever find yourself at the end of the world, be sure to pick up a stuffed penguin as a souvenir. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my YouTube videos. And if you like it, give it a thumbs up.